here we are. This is Sex Love Psychedelics, and I'm your host, Dr. Kat, bringing you psychosexual conversations that will leave you intellectually turned on and hungry for more.
But the first one, it makes me wonder, like, at what point do you feel that BDSM is appropriate and powerful for couples to play out? And at what point is it important that they seek out a professional like yourself to play out some of these roles?
I think it's when they have that desire to explore something that is beyond vanilla, right? It's almost like when you are tired of the same flavor, that's probably the right time to explore, chocolate, strawberry, mint chocolate chip, all the other flavors out there. I think it's not too different than just wanting to try something new.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that maybe they're feeling stuck in their play and that there's this, what feels like maybe the lack of spark or fire or passion. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's just like, it could be that once we are so familiar with our partners that some of that polarity is gone, or some of the familiarity makes it so that there's no mystery, right?
Yeah.
Mystery is what brings that eroticism out in intimate play. And so I think that when it feels like there's something missing, that kind of mystery, that spark, that could be a good time to explore playing somebody else, trying something on, putting on a different outfit, right? I could put on a cheerleader outfit and they could put on a Letterman's jacket, and now it's like we're in high school, right? And it doesn't even have to be super edgy, right? It could just be role playing.
Yeah.
Taking on these different roles, but adding just like simple elements as just like a blindfold, right?
Yeah.
Like that is already something that is different than the typical sex that we have that's very vanilla. And so I think that when you feel like you're ready for something new, is probably a good time to explore the edges. Or at least explore playing.
Yeah, playing. I love that concept. Yeah, playing, because that really takes the pressure off of this. I think so many people feel like they have to know already how to dom in order to start it and start doing it.
Yeah.
And so then what would be the point that they would, hire somebody who's a professional then to do this work?
I think that if, say, maybe someone in the relationship is just like, well, okay, you want me to top you, but I don't think I know how. This might be a good time to bring in a dom so that we could top you together and they can train me or show me some of the toys and techniques and show me the ropes. So it could be something as just like a partner wants to learn how to top their other partner, but don't know how to begin. And so I think that's a good time to maybe have a little bit of fun and do the research together, right? Find the dom where you're both like, ooh, okay, they seem really fun and exciting, and see if, how they present themselves feels very aligned with how you feel in your aesthetics and just your demeanor, all those things. There has to be this kind of spark.
Yeah. And I would also say, and I'm going to do a plug, because you and I are doing a couples retreat that's incorporating a lot of the BDSM work and the sensuality and tantra work that I do. And I'm so excited about it. So anybody who's curious, first of all, come play with us.
Yes.
And also what I think of is, so speaking for myself, I'm a therapist, but I don't do therapy on my lovers or partners. Like I don't do trauma work on my lovers and partners. I can hold the space if something happens and they go into a trauma response, and I can help them move out of that, but I don't intentionally create the container to do that with them. And so as I'm thinking, as that relates to couples, some scenes, or if there's trauma that wants to be worked through somatically, it's like, how do we, how do we take care, or how do we, I guess
Mhm.
that might be a good time to invite a pro dom to do the work with our partner rather than us try to take on that role,
Right.
in case, trauma does come up, or we don't have the skills to hold space for trauma reemerging.
Right. Yeah. I think that's really important and a really good point to bring up, in that, yeah, there's knowing your capacity and what your limits are and how you could show up for your partner. And it could just be that you could only go with them this far, right? And now you know that there's something that you actually don't have the experience, the expertise, and emotional bandwidth even to be able to hold space for someone in that way, and visiting this space that feels really, maybe it's even challenging for you. Maybe it's hard for you to even know how to hold space for them in this emotional way. And I think that, yeah, that's also a good time to maybe explore seeing who else can I bring into this space so that we can explore these depths together, explore these edges together, because maybe they're too edgy for yourself and you need somebody to make it so that it feels a lot more easeful and bring more clarity to it.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, lovers. And if you want to experience more ecstasy and sexual liberation, head over to sexlovepsychedelics.com and learn about how you can join me for any one of my online or live events. And while you're there, grab my free guide on sex and psychedelics. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please contact your healthcare provider and local law before pursuing any of the products or psychedelics discussed. And one final note here. I make this show specifically for you. If you're loving the show, then be sure to leave me a review in iTunes or Spotify to let me know. Happy to be here and happy to serve. I'll see you next time on Sex Love Psychedelics.